One thing you'll learn about me is I'm past the point of trying to be cute in front of people. Okay? I got some struggles and some issues in my life, and I go through some things and all that different kind of stuff. And even under my own relationship, my wife, who I named my wife.
Wow. Yeah.
My wife, who I named my wife when God presented her to me.
Yeah.
The enemy tries to attack me through her. And the first thing out of my mouth, we're going to get your stuff and leave then.
Yeah.
That was in the past when I do that. But what I'm saying is the enemy wants you to go after the connection. Because if you go after the connection, you'll miss him. What you need to understand is because the relationship dynamic had not been established yet. The attack of the enemy against the woman wasn't just an attack against the woman. It was an attack against a whole man. And so when you start to look at it that way, you stop asking the question whose fault it is, which one of us is responsible, and you redirect your energy to try to figure out which part of me is vulnerable.
Wow.
I gotta move on. I can't get stuck there. But think about that. Because if you always train and focus your eyes on the other people,
Lord.
you'll never realize what it takes to make you whole.
Wow.
You'll never look deep enough. It ain't that happened. It's that it's affecting you like this. And when you can learn to stop asking the question, why did it happen? And start seeking God for why am I affected so? Then you can regain your strength and fight that enemy as a whole. The Bible says that a house divided against itself shall not stand. And so what he wants us to do is identify those people we need to separate from. And we just want to disconnect from them because they cause us to be disobedient. But what God wants to do is for us to remain connected and be obedient despite the connections. I'm going to drop a bomb on you right now. I'm going to ask you a question. And understand it is just a question. If the woman would have been obedient, would the serpent still have his legs? If the man would have been obedient, would the woman still be cursed? The reason all of mankind failed, we have 3 levels of disobedience, and the enemy made it through all 3. The enemy got through all 3. The reason they failed is because they allowed the disobedience to pass through. You cannot force somebody to remain in a state of obedience. That's going to be that person's choice. But what you can do is make sure that their disobedience doesn't pass through to you. And you remaining obedient despite their disobedience has the ability to redeem you both. Jesus did it for us, didn't he? He came down here and he walked a perfect life, He lived a perfect life, and because of his obedience, you and I can sit here today. And he wants us to do the exact same thing. Don't allow the misguiding, the misleading to pass all the way through. Okay? I'm going to deal with this. I got probably about 5 minutes left. I'm going to deal with this because I want you to be able to recognize the approach of the enemy and how he attacks you, okay? If you read the text in Genesis, the serpent said to the woman, did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? The woman said to the serpent, we may eat from the trees in the garden, but God did say you must not eat from all the trees in the middle of the garden. You must not touch it or you will die. Please understand that the enemy knows the word too.
He does.
Please understand that he knows the word too. So that question that he asks, understand the assault of the enemy comes in waves. This is the first volley.
Wow.
Okay? Let me educate you about warfare tactics real quick. A volley is when, I used to watch Civil War movies and medieval movies and all this different kind of stuff all the time. And what would floor me was when they would just walk up they'd be like 10 feet apart from each other, standing there staring at each other. And then one side aims the rifles at the other side. They just stand there and take it. They just sit there and take it. And what a volley is a series of projectiles fired at you simultaneously. Meaning all at one time. And when the enemy attacks you, he attacks you through volley fire. And what I thought was stupid, when they stood there and took it, was actually a sign of the other opposing side's resolve, bravery, and ability to fight on, regardless of what you shoot at me.
Yeah.
And so they would stand there without flinching, without moving. It's arrows flying by, and musket balls flying by, and cannonballs going on, but they standing right there, just as firm as they could be, because they say, no matter what you shoot at me,
God, thank you.
no matter what you throw my way, I'm going to be standing right here. And when you done, guess what? I'm going to shoot right back.
Yeah.
And so what we have is the first volley fired here. The question that the enemy asked was a test of the woman's knowledge of the word.
Wow.
He said, did God really say? How many times has the enemy questioned your knowledge of the word that he gave for your life?
Yeah.
And the reason a lot of us fall is because we have no idea what he said.
Come on.
We don't even make it through the first round because we don't know what he intended.
Yeah.
The enemy walks up to you and say, okay, well, you in a place where, God wants you to be and everything. Let me ask you a question. Did God really say?
My God. Yeah.
What did he say?
Man.
Really say?
Yeah.
And that gets a lot of us because how can you stand on the word when you don't even know it?
Yeah.
That's why it's important for you to get in it for yourself.
Yeah.
Because the enemy will walk up on you and ask you, did God really say?
Yeah.
And your responsibility is to do, because Eve makes it, the woman makes it. What does she say? We may eat from the trees in the garden, but God did say you must not eat from the tree in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it, or you will surely die.
Yeah.
Watch this. Makes it through the first volley. She knows the word. She knows it. The next volley, the next wave of the assault is a test of her resolve to stand on the word she knows.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man.
It's a test of her ability to not just know the word, but to apply the word.
Wow. Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many of us know what God wants, but refuse to apply it